Welcome to the Solid Sports and Gaming channel. You're watching the Solid Sports video blog, episode 107, special NFL playoffs preview. And today's date is December 30th, 2019. I'm Troy Westhead. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a while, been about a couple of months since the NBA season. I came and previewed the NBA season now. The NFL season just concluded yesterday, and now everything's set up for the road to Super Bowl 54. I'll give you all my predictions and my thoughts on the NFL playoffs coming up. This is what this episode is all about. Thank you for joining me. Like I said, it's been a while. We'll have an update on the channel at the end of the video. I'll also share sort of my progress with how I've been doing the last few months. And I'm going to launch the channel again, but I always want to come doing big sports events like the NFL playoffs, NBA season playoffs, baseball playoffs, things of that nature. When I get a chance, like I said, I used to do the channel regularly, at least once a week, at least do a blog once a week, and I was doing my video game playthroughs. But I admit I've started to get the itch to start the channel again. But this episode, like I said, is all about the NFL playoffs. Playoffs begin Saturday afternoon with the Titans and the Bills in the AFC. We're going to go through the AFC conference first. I'm going to break down each round, who I think will make it to the Super Bowl on that side, and then we'll go into the NFC, which is to me a little bit more tougher to deal with. So we'll go through that last, and then I'll just give my final thoughts on the NFL playoffs. I'll give you my little college football playoff preview. The final, LSU with Clemson will meet for the championship next Monday, I believe. So thanks so much for watching. Thank you for all the support. Actually, my subscribers count grew since I've been out, so I appreciate that. People have been probably binge watching my channel. I've checked it out a couple of times as well, just to go back and look at some things. But let's get started with the reason why we're here this morning. NFL playoffs, NFL season, probably one of the most exciting seasons I can remember. As I said, we're going to break down both conferences, but let's just run down who made it. AFC, of course, the Ravens are the number one seed at 14-2. Chiefs got that second bye spot yesterday, winning against their rival, they division rival, the LA Chargers. The Patriots stumbled. They lost Miami Dolphins, so they fall to the third seed. Houston pretty much was stuck at 4, pretty much going into yesterday. Buffalo was stuck at 5th. There's nothing they can do about it either. And the Titans clinched the final 6th spot by winning yesterday on the road against Houston, who rested all their starters. And in the NFC side, 49ers big win last night against the Seattle Seahawks, clinched them the first seed. Packers gets the second seed, and they will get that bye in the first round. Saints comes in at the third seed. All three teams are 13-3. Eagles get the fourth seed by winning the NFC East, even though at 9-7 they won it, as they clinched yesterday by beating the New York Giants on the road. Seattle, just mentioned them, they lost to the 49ers last night, but they still get a 5th seed as they finish at 11-5. And the Vikings clinched, I think, last week anyway, and they were stuck at the 6th seed. Well, they clinched, they lost to the Packers Monday night, which sealed their fate at the 6th seed, but they already clinched a playoff spot, and they finished the season at 10-6. So like I said, we're going to go through the AFC side first. Wild card round, divisional round, AFC championship, and then we're going to do the same in the NFC. So let's start the AFC. So that means the Titans will go on the road to face the New England Patriots for the 6 against the 3, and then 4-5 matchup is the Bills going on the road to face the Houston Texans. Let's talk about the Titans and the Patriots first. Titans, to me, kind of that sleeper team, because they got a good formula. They run the ball real well with Derrick Henry, who probably not going to get no MVP votes, but he deserved to be mentioned. Led the league in rushing, I think with over 1,400 yards. Definitely the main point of that offense, and you got to give Ryan Tannehill credit as well. Came in, they benched Marcus Mariota, and he came in. I think he finished the season at 7-3. Pushed the Titans to this playoff spot, but played very efficient football, highest passer rating in the league, I believe. So he's played very well. Titans defense a little bit average, average at best. That might be the Achilles heel a little bit. But talking about the Patriots don't look like the normal Patriots, but they still the Patriots, defending Super Bowl champions. They looked at the offense really looked at yesterday against Miami. I actually watched that game. Turned it on in the second half a little bit, moved the ball a little bit, but they don't have anything consistent on offense. So the defense has been the vocal point for the Patriots this year. Stephon Gilmore at the corner spot probably get some votes for Defensive Player of the Year. Might win it, actually. But this game to me is like the AFC. I mean, this is top heavy to me, but this game is not that easy to pick. I think Tennessee going to give the Patriots a run for their money. It wouldn't shock me if they pull off the upset. If Tennessee do win, they will go straight to the Baltimore Ravens. New England wins, then they go to Kansas City next week. But just can't go against the Patriots, at least not in this round. Even though historically they haven't made the Super Bowl when they didn't get a bye. So that's history against them. Well, recent history that's against them. I think the Titans is going to push them though. I think they played in the playoffs a couple of years ago. They blew the Titans out like 42. It's not going to be nothing like that. I think this is going to be a close game. I think the Titans probably be right there at the end, but I think the Patriots, being at home and having the experience, will pull it out. I think the Titans is moving in the right direction. Will they lock up Tannehill and make them their quarterback? I think like I said, I think it's going to be a close game. I think the Patriots will move on, so that means they will go and play the Kansas City Chiefs in the division round. The other game in the wild card round, the AFC, the Buffalo Bills against the Houston Texans. This game to me is probably the toughest game this round to pick. Excuse me. Bills had an awesome year, finished 10-6. Defense #1 in the league. That's why I think they're going to be able to neutralize Deshaun Watson and the Texans a little bit. Like I said, this is going to be a tough game. I think the Bills are capable of going there and winning. But I'm still going to go with Houston here. I think, honestly, every day is pretty much even between these two. I think the Buffalo offense, even though Josh Allen, give him credit, he had an awesome year. He's definitely improved. I think the Bills is on their way up too. I think the Bills is about to take over this division as well. I think the Patriots, finally, the dynasty about to end, and it might start this year. I think the Bills are not too far from the Patriots now. I think if Josh Allen keep improving, the Bills will be a formidable team in the division, not just the division, maybe in the AFC period. But I think they gotta get more weapons around Josh Allen as well. Receivers are average. Frank Gore, congratulations to him. He moving up on the all-time rushing list. But I think they need to get more dynamic on offense, get some more playmakers for Josh Allen so he can do his thing as well. And the Bills should be okay. But I think when it comes down to it, Deshaun Watson a little bit farther along than Josh Allen, I think that'll be the difference. I think he'll make one more play. And I think this will be a tight game as well, but I think Houston will pull it out. So that means the Texans will go play the Ravens in the divisional round. So let's move on to that round now. Patriots Chiefs. Chiefs beat the Patriots earlier this year. It was close, but the Chiefs made a play. Well, made enough plays to win the game in New England, by the way. The game was in New England. But this would be in Kansas City. I leave it Patrick Mahomes. I think he's going to get it done. I think this is where the Patriots' run will end, at least for this year. I just think they ain't going to be able to keep up on offense. Yeah, I think the Chiefs will be able to make a few big plays. Tyreek Hill, I don't think played in that game. He'll be there. They'll get more healthier as well, getting the week off. I think they needed the week off. And I think Terrell Suggs, me probably being a Ravens fan, I think he's going to make probably a huge play in the game as well. I think the Chiefs will move on to the AFC Championship. So that leaves Houston against the Baltimore Ravens. Like I said, I'm a Raiders fan, so I might sound a little biased, but I think, you know, they destroyed the Texans a few weeks ago. I think it was 42-7 or something like that. Didn't have no answer for Lamar Jackson. He'll get a week off. Mark Ingram should be back. He was hurt. Ravens just looks unstoppable right now. I mean, I haven't seen the team look this dominant in a long time, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a Ravens fan. 14-2. The defense not bad as well. Secondary is deep with Marcus Peters, where Ravens just gave him a extension. I don't see Houston really keeping up in this game. I think Deshaun Watson will be running all over the place, and I think it'll be similar to the first game. I think it'll probably be a little closer, but I think the Ravens will win handily, at least by probably 2 scores. And I think it'll be the Ravens and the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. Now, if you go back and look at, I think it was episode 105, so about early August, I did a special on the NFL season. I had the Chiefs coming out the AFC and represent the AFC in the Super Bowl, but days have changed. I had the Ravens. I think I had them as a 6th seed in the playoffs. That was my original evaluation for them. Pittsburgh fell off with Ben Roethlisberger getting hurt, and they barely missed the playoffs. Anyway, Cleveland was a real hype team. I actually was believing the hype. I thought Cleveland would be... I didn't have them making the playoffs, but I thought they would have had a better year than what they had, though. I didn't have Cleveland making the playoffs. I think I wound up giving the Ravens the division. Matter of fact, I think that's what I did. I gave the Ravens the division, but finished like 4th seed or something like that. But I gotta go against my preseason pick. I gotta, not because, like I said, I'm a little biased. I've been watching the Ravens all year. I mean, I'm a Ravens fan. I'm from Baltimore, but I just think nobody can stop the Ravens. I think the Chiefs did beat the Ravens earlier this year in Kansas City, but this game will be in Baltimore this time. I think they'll be able to neutralize Pat Mahomes a little bit. And I think Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, excuse me, will have a big game again. Weather will probably be more on the bad side, even though Kansas City is used to bad weather. I just think the Ravens will beat them this time. I think, honestly, in that game, I was kind of upset as a fan. Like, why the Ravens kept going for 2. So when they were on the final drive of the game, you needed a touchdown. But if you don't just kick, went for the extra point like normal, we'd have been down by just 3. The game could have went to overtime. Then who knows who would have won. So I think that was the difference of that game. I think this time the Ravens will make amends here. They will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl as they will beat the Chiefs at the AFC Championship game. So that's my run through the AFC. I got the Ravens coming out now, so that goes against my preseason pick, the Chiefs. But we'll be shocked if the Chiefs won. You know, Chiefs are a very good team, good offense, and their defense has been improved as well. As you see, over the last couple of weeks, I think they only been allowed like 7 points a game. So if their defense shows up, the Chiefs is definitely dangerous. And I still don't count the Patriots either. I just think the writing's on the wall for them. I think this is about to be it this time for New England, and they're gonna have to retool. So I got the Ravens represent the AFC. So let's go through the NFC playoffs now. The NFC is tough. Like, you get a big argument for all 6 of these teams to come out. Even the Eagles, even though the Eagles just finished 9-7, they just got too many injuries. But they got the coaching staff that's been there before. So we won't cut off the Eagles either. But let's start in the wild card round. Minnesota, New Orleans. So that's the 6 versus 3. Vikings. I don't want to say a sleeper team. I just think they're capable of doing it with the talent. Kirk Cousins. Basically, that's the only person you pretty much doubt. Dalvin Cook will be back, they say, this week, so that's huge. If he's not back, they got no chance in this game to me at all, because they ain't gonna be able to do no play action and move the ball down the field. Stephon Diggs, I think, hopefully will be back. I think he was out. Adam Thielen. So they deep on offense. They got the talent, and on defense, Harrison Smith, the safety, that front line, Minnesota could do some damage. But they're just going to depend on Kirk Cousins' play to me. But the Saints, to me, this is the destiny team. I call it a destiny team because, you know, they lost. Well, this is the rematch to the Minnesota Miracle. Remember about 2 years ago in the playoffs. Case Keenum threw it down the sideline, and all the New Orleans defender had to do was just stand there and tackle him. But he tried to hit him, I think. Ball went to Stephon Diggs' hands, and you know the rest. Minnesota wound up beating New Orleans in that game. So this is the first time they met, I believe, well, in the playoffs since then. I just think it's the Saints' time. Like, I just got a feeling about the Saints. Even though they're the 3rd seed, I think they definitely win this game and move on. Drew Brees was out some of the year. You know, he was hurt. But since he came back, he's been Drew Brees as usual. Michael Thomas, another person that should get MVP considerations, broke the record for most receptions in the season. Pretty much get double teamed and all types of coverage, and he winds up beating it every time. So, and they had a chance to get Antonio Brown, and if they had got Antonio Brown, I would definitely be all on the Saints for sure. Like, I would have no doubt about the Saints, because you got Brown and Thomas. No, that would be unstoppable. Alvin Kamara came on. He had a big game yesterday. If he run the ball like that, the Saints will be formidable, and I think they will get by this game. Minnesota, I don't know. We'll see what they do. But they are capable. They're capable. They got the talent to push the Saints. But I think the Saints, they'll win by at least 10 though, and move on to the divisional round. So the other matchup is the Seattle Seahawks, who just lost last night to fall into the 5th spot in the NFC. They go against the Eagles, who clinched the East yesterday, and with the 4th spot at 9-7. So Seattle, like I said, Russell Wilson, I got a lot of respect for. And Seattle actually had a better road record this year. I think when they lost yesterday, I think they was only 3-5 on the road. I mean, at home this year, and the rest of their wins came on the road. I think they was undefeated on the road. I don't think I lost it. Either they were 7-1, or even they had a great record on the road, which is usually the opposite. Usually they be like 4-4 on the road, you know, average on the road, and then win all their games at home. So with that being said, I think they will win this game, go on the road. I think that's the only road team I'm going to pick probably through the whole playoffs, pretty much. Other than the Saints. Well, I'm about to get to that. But I think Seattle will go up there and win. I think the Eagles, they're going to show heart. I think it'll be a close game. I had a lot of injuries this year, especially to the receiving core, just throwing it to nobodies. But some people have stepped up. I think his name was Michael Sanders, the running back. He stepped up. They even lost people at running back. Sproles. Jordan Howard just came back this week. So they had a lot of injuries. Zach Ertz is hurt, and I don't think he's going to be ready for next week. So the Eagles got a lot of injuries. Defensively as well, they had injuries. But even though their defense has been playing better the last few weeks, and they're going to have to. But I think this Russell Wilson is going to make his magic happen. Make some big plays. I like DJ Metcalf, the receiver, rookie receiver. Tyler Lockett, his reliable receiver. I think they have enough to get it done. I think they get by Philadelphia. So that sets up the divisional round. New Orleans will have to go to Green Bay, and Seattle will have to play the 49ers again for the third time. So, but let's look at New Orleans, Green Bay first. I just said I think the Saints. I think it's just their time. The Packers, to me, I don't want to use the word lucky, because their defense have played good all year. Aaron Rodgers, it's still been flashes of Aaron Rodgers. But to me, he even looked off yesterday. Missed some throws. I think they should have beat Detroit more handily than what they did. But they did get it done, and they did clinch a bye. It's hard to play at Green Bay. Historically in the playoffs, it's almost like they unbeatable there. But ever since Michael Vick went up there and won, I think their home playoff record hasn't been that great, you know, as a franchise. So I just believe in Drew Brees. Like I said, I think it's the Saints' time. I think they will go up there somehow and win that game. I got the Saints moving on to the NFC Championship game. Alright, so part 3 of the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. So the 49ers, so the ironic thing, they're gonna meet them twice in a row before they play any playoff game. They just played them to end the season, then they're gonna play them again in San Francisco this time. I think the 49ers get healthier. I like the way they looked last night. Like I said, the defense been a little shaky of late. But they got a tough running game with the three-headed monster, Mozart, Tevin Coleman, Jimmy Garoppolo. Those that look bad. I like Emmanuel Sanders. I think he is a steady receiver. George Kittle, to me, is the best tight end in the league now. A little bit over Kelsey. I like Kelsey, too, for Kansas City. But I think George Kittle, if you add in blocking and other things that he do on the field, I'll give him a slight edge over Travis Kelsey right now is the best tight end in football. But I think, like I said, Seattle is a good road team. But I think the 49ers would do just enough. I think it'd be a close game again, probably down to a field goal. And I think the 49ers will move on to the NFC Championship game. So that sets up the New Orleans Saints at the San Francisco 49ers, which was a thriller in New Orleans a few weeks ago. I think the final was 48-46. San Francisco wound up winning that game. And that's pretty much why they wound up being the 1 seed. If New Orleans would have won that game, they would have been the 1 seed because they just would have had the better record at 14-2. But like I said, I'm riding the Saints. I picked the Saints in preseason, and I'm gonna stay with them. I think Drew Brees going to get it done. I don't think they're gonna get screwed this time. Of course, you know they got screwed last year in the NFC Championship game against another NFC West team, the Rams. I don't think it's going to happen this time. I think Drew Brees will do enough, and he will get them by the 49ers this time. I think the Saints will be in the Super Bowl, and they will play the Baltimore Ravens in Super Bowl 54 in February. And my prediction for that game. Now, like I said, I had Kansas City against New Orleans, and New Orleans was my winner. New Orleans still there, but they're not going to be my winner. I can't go against the Ravens, and I ain't going to lie. Part of it is me being a fan, but I just think nobody can stop Lamar Jackson right now. He's on an all-time high. Now, if they do wind up losing, I think it'll be a learning experience for them. I think he will even improve and get better next year. But I think just the way he carries himself, I think he knows what he has to do. I don't think he's caught up in the moment, even though there's so much going on. And I also don't think, like I said, I think they're going to be able to exploit that Saints defense. But the Saints, I do say one thing about the Saints. They got Tyson Hill, which is sort of similar skill set to Lamar Jackson. Probably not as fast and not as dynamic, but they can practice for it. Probably better than any other team that's in the playoffs. And I think it'll be a thrilling Super Bowl. Probably one of the best Super Bowls we've seen in a while. I think the Super Bowl is I want to say it's in Miami. Yeah, it is, because it's in Miami because Jennifer Lopez, I think it's the halftime show. So yeah, I think it's in Miami this year. And I think the Ravens will get it done. They've been the best team all year. They've beaten everybody except for Kansas City. That's the only team they probably fell to. But they beat every AFC playoff team except for they ain't played the Titans this year. What did they? I think they play the Titans. I think they did play the Titans. I might be wrong. In fact, I'm gonna look that up because they might have played the Titans too. So that means they would have beat every playoff team except for the Titans, but only because they haven't played them. Let's see. Look that up right now. And like I said, stay tuned. I'm going to give you an update on the channel. I'm actually going to do some Modern Warfare videos. Well, I already done them. I'm going to load them up. So I'm going to talk about all that. Just want to see if they played the Titans this year in the regular season. Let's see. No, they didn't play them this year, but they beat Houston, they beat Buffalo, and they beat the Patriots. They lost to the Chiefs, like I said, which I explained, where they shouldn't have lost to, or should have been at least an overtime game. But like I said, I think the Ravens going to win this thing this year. And it'd be good for our city, like Baltimore City. If you just look up Baltimore, probably know there's so much going on, the murders, the crooked politicians, the crooked cops, and everything. But every time the Ravens win, even back in 2013, crime went down. Back in 2001, crime went down. So I think if the Ravens win again, I think it'll help with the crime, get the crime down. have everybody loving each other for a while, at least for a little while, you know. So I'm rooting for the Ravens for that reason as well, just because I live here. It's dangerous here, and it's just a dark period right now. And I think for that reason as well, I think the Ravens will get it done. Now, the Saints, like I said, my prediction was in the preseason, the Saints will win and then Drew Brees will retire. So I think now Drew Brees might play another year. If they make it that far and he falls short, because he still played at a high level. So I think the Ravens will get it done. So that's my Super Bowl champion. Baltimore Ravens will do it. And I think it'll be probably one of the best Super Bowls we've seen in a long time. So that's my predictions for the NFL playoffs. Playoffs begin Saturday, of course, like I said, with Buffalo, Houston, I think, is the 4 o'clock game. Then I think Patriots, Titans is the night game on Saturday. I think the early game is Minnesota, New Orleans. I think the late game on Sunday is Seattle, Philadelphia. So they split the conferences up, I believe, for the games this week. Let me just make sure that, so I won't be giving out wrong information. But I think that's what I saw where they announced the times and everything for next week games. But it was an awesome season, though. I enjoyed every minute of it. Watching games all week. Oh, dang. I'm looking up now. Well, you know, it's what they call it Black Monday, so coaches get fired. So the Browns fired Freddie Kitchens after the game yesterday, which is understandable. Very disappointing season for the Browns. But I just learned here that Pat Sturmer of the New York Giants just was let go. So I think that's 2 vacancies. The Redskins, of course, got rid of Jay Gruden in the middle of the season, but they look like they're going to hire Ron Rivera, former Carolina coach. So he gets a job pretty quickly because he lost his job in the middle of the season as well. So that's the latest on coaching firings that I'm seeing here. Okay. Go to the scoreboard for this week. I just want to make sure I got the times right, but I think that's what I saw. Yep, that's how they're breaking it down. So the 2 AFC wildcard games is Saturday, 4:35 Bills at Texas. That's on ESPN. Then CBS got the Titans Patriots game, night game on Saturday night, 8:15 kickoff. And then Sunday, Vikings Saints is the early game, 1:05 kickoff. And Seahawks at Philadelphia. NBC got that game at 4:40 Sunday. And that's how the playoffs will begin. So I thank you for coming by with me, watching. Hope you enjoyed the playoffs. Now I'm just going to give, you know, a little update on the channel, a little update on how things I've been dealing with. As far as the channel, I'm thinking about making a return in 2020. I don't have a definite plan yet. Like I said, I haven't really bought any as far as the video games. I'm going to start on that. As far as the, my video game playthroughs, the only new game I bought since I've been off YouTube is, like I said, played Mortal Kombat 11. I never posted any videos of that, but I'm already not even playing that much anymore. The Division 2, I did post some videos of that. I haven't been playing that lately, but Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel, I've been playing that a lot. I did buy that in the summer. I might start doing some videos on that. I might do a Adventure Mode playthrough. I already played it through with Crash Bandicoot, but I might try with like an evil character and then one of the other characters. So just stay tuned for that. So I'll probably do that. And I also, like I said, I got some Modern Warfare videos ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and edit those now and put them up. So they'll be all downloaded probably around the same time this video release. The videos should be right after that. I played a little hardcore free for all. Then, you know, I play with my bro, Fat Man. So I'm going to have some videos with him. So that game will definitely be back. You know, if I'm going to be back, that game definitely going to be featured. It's a lot of games I'm interested in. Like a lot of games from last year I never played. Rage 2. I like the first Rage. I didn't hear a lot about it, but that's a game I'm interested in. Days Gone was a game I was interested in. And newer games, the Outer Worlds, like that game I'm really interested in. I want to see how that is. And also Death Stranded is a game that looks like it's going to be something. Games coming out next year that I like that's coming out is Kakarot, which is like an RPG of the Saiyan Goku. You know, I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan, so I think that game is very interesting to me. They announced a Resident Evil 3 remake. I think that's supposed to come out, I think, in April. So look out for that. So there's some games I'm interested in that I might start playing again, put on the channel. With some projects I never finished, like my Sonic Mania projects, my Mega Man X projects I never finished. So I might try to finish those here and there. So that's what's to come. Hopefully, like I said, I stepped away from the channel to try to get my mind right. Try to focus on my home/work. You know. And I'm not saying, I mean, I've been up and down. I also lost my mother a month ago today. So I'm still dealing with that. Just been a lot going on, trying to stay positive. I appreciate all the support, like my brother Fat Man. Just everybody that's been supporting me, I appreciate it. Also the people that I thought that would and haven't, you know, it hurts, but just trying to move on. For also my mom, it's just that me and her relationship wasn't that great, you know, all the time. She was in and out of my life, was on drugs and everything, so just was in and out of my life for the most part. Sort of bothered it a bit. Say about I've been here about almost 2 years, so you know I was staying with her for a while, you know, nursing her to health, but her health got worse over the last year, and she passed away last month. So and like I said, I thank everybody who's been who reached out to me genuinely and supported me. My friend Shane Wilson. And just everybody. I know I'm probably forgetting people, you know. Some people have reached out to me. Some people I feel like reached out to me genuinely, but I'm not gonna let that worry me. Still dealing with my depression, which I've openly talked about on the blog and on my other channel, the open book channel that I have. I don't know if I'm ever going to do that again until I improve more, because I do think I have to get better help so I can help other people. Even though that's inside of me, I just want to help people because I don't want nobody to deal with what I deal with. But I don't think I can help properly unless I dig myself out a hole. So I'm still struggling a little bit. I have my good days and bad days. Today is also my sister's death anniversary. She's been gone for 7 years. And my father death anniversary was earlier this month. He's been gone for 6 years now. So this time of year for me is not ideal. I lost a lot. Then with my own personal life, lost a lot of people as well, like lost friends since I pretty much lost everything. Grateful for where I am, though. I could be on the street somewhere. I could be in a worse predicament. But it's still hard to deal with. So that's why I stepped away from the channel, because I wasn't focused. I wasn't into it. But I do have the itch to start the channel back up again. So probably sometime next year. I want to say early January, February. Probably at least by February, because this month I want to see some things, how some things fall. If things fall, right. I know part of it's me. I have to look in the mirror and just do better by myself, I try not to involve anyone too much, not try to put my problems on anybody too much. People say I make excuses or this and that, and it's a part of it is true. Sometimes I do go to the earliest excuse. Um, but I just gotta try harder. I guess that's just the bottom line. And I think maybe coming back to the channel will help me have something to look forward to. I want to start the blog again every week. You know, now that football season over, you know, prior to the blog, you know, it'll just be pretty much basketball and baseball coming up. So I'm talking about my goal is February, but hopefully sometime early in the year I'll come back and start doing it regularly again. I'll definitely be back for Super Bowl, whoever makes it. I'll be back to preview that at the end of the month, at the end of January. But that's it. Like I said, it felt good to do this today. Hope everybody enjoyed the NFL playoffs. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, very belated Christmas. Shout out to my twin nieces, my niece Janae. She gave me this nice hoodie I saw the other day for Christmas, my little Christmas gift. Big Rick and Morty fan, so is she. She reached out to me and gave me this, so I want to thank her again. And I just want to thank everybody who supported the channel. All my new subscribers that joined the channel while I was gone. I appreciate you guys. And I hope you guys enjoy your the rest of your holiday week, and Happy New Year, and hopefully I hope 2020 is definitely a different year for me. The last 2 years for me has been rough. So I really hope I can turn something around this year, at least get something done in the year 2020. It's hard to believe that I'm saying the year 2020, but it is. So thanks so much. Talk to you next time. Enjoy the NFL playoffs. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'm Troy West. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you next time.